work into this video on the top cryptocurrencies. Okay, so what we're going to do is have a look at the chart as it stands as of today, 15th of May, and go through all of the currencies and a little bit about each one, because it's really important that you know what they're all about. Because people, oh my God, people I met today playing golf that have invested in Cardano and Ethereum, which is quite worrying, and I have absolutely no idea what it's about. So that's what I'd like to do at the moment, just do a little bit of a step back and help you understand that before we move on to setting up your own accounts to learn how to trade, and then maybe on technical analysis. Okay, so we've got a transfer of money, and yeah, my evil twin is now going to take you through the next module of going through the top 10 cryptocurrencies. All right, speak later. Okay, so I'm going to have a quick look now. I'm in a site at the moment called Coin Market Cap, okay, which I use quite a lot. So essentially this lists all of the coins by their market cap. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to run down this list and give you just a little bit of information about each one. Okay, so it's just to give you a little bit of background into the main players, and also it kind of opens up a few new markets. I really must stop going up and down like that. Okay, so at the very top here, you'll see at the moment there are 9,833 cryptocurrencies, so 10,000 currencies, 377 exchanges, and the market cap's about 2.3 trillion. Okay, so and the 24-hour volume is 207 billion, which is actually quite low. It's normally up around 240, 260. Bitcoin dominance is about 40% at the moment, which is quite strange. Well, not strange, sorry. It's part of the cycle we're in at the moment. That has been up to 60% a couple of months ago. Now it's at 40%. Yeah, if you follow the trend, it should actually go down to about 35%. But anyway, okay. And Ethereum then is at 20%, 19.7. When that was only sitting at 12, 13% not too long ago. Okay, so this is the entire crypto market. All right, so it's not something we sniffed at. It's $2.5 trillion. I think what gold is $9-10 trillion. So this market, the cryptocurrency market's about a quarter of the entire gold market. All right, so we'll run down. So first of all, at number one, with a very poor price today at the moment of 48,000, which, considering it was 64, 60, a few days ago, is not very good, and I am totally being wrecked at the moment by that. So it's down 17.5% the last 7 days. The date that I'm doing this is the 15th of May. Okay. So, well, I think a lot of people have seen 47,000 being tested now a few times, and hopefully we can bounce back off that. But anyway, that's for another day. So the market cap 923, which is roughly $1 trillion. The volume in the last 24 hours 56 billion. Circulating supply 18.7 million. Okay, so this is a website you can go on to any time and have a look at what's happening in the total market. So Bitcoin, as you know, is the daddy of all cryptocurrencies. It's defined as digital gold. Now I've done a separate video just on Bitcoin, so I'm not going to spend any time on that today. But suffice to say, about 40% of my holdings in total are in Bitcoin, which at the moment is absolutely crippling. I've lost $900 just today on the dip. So yeah, anyway. So the next one down there you'll see there is Ethereum, okay, which at the moment is running at 3,700, which is also killing me. Okay, that was up at 4,500 the other day. $500 billion market cap. Okay, and 43 billion of volume in the last 24 hours. Okay, so just to make sure, by the way, this is something. I have these bizarre messages that I've seen on a lot of the groups that I help with, and talking about market cap. So I just want to make sure very quickly everyone understands what market cap is. Okay, so market cap is the number of I won't say shares, but the number of coins, the circulating supply, the number of coins that are available times the price of the coin. Okay, gives you your market cap. Now you get these really weird things. People saying, "Oh, will Ethereum's price ever reach Bitcoin's?" Bitcoins. You go, well, why would it? I mean, this is just division. So Bitcoin is broken down into 18.7 million. And Ethereum is broken down into just over 115 million, 116 million, something like that. So you're just dividing one by the other. It is irrelevant. The price of a stock is 99% irrelevant. Okay, it's just the market cap divided by the circulating supply. It's like in all businesses as well. The amount of the value of the share is nothing whatsoever to do with the success or otherwise of the share. It's just the market cap divided by the number of shares. Anyway, okay, so Ethereum, as you probably all know, is a decentralized platform. It allows for other dApps, smart contracts, DeFi, NFTs, etc. to build on its existing blockchain. Okay, so if you come along as a company, you want to set up you got this fantastic idea for a decentralized finance product or an NFT. Okay, you've got a few different choices of what you're going to do. Most people, the majority of the moment, come along to Ethereum. Okay, because it's got an established network. It's sitting there ready to go. You basically jump on it and off you trot. So you don't have to create your own blockchain. You don't have to do anything. You can walk straight into an existing infrastructure. And that's what Ethereum is, okay? And that's why it has the vast majority of dApps and NFTs and DeFi running on it. Okay, so you can create your own blockchain or use the existing infrastructure, okay, which is already established. It's robust and it's secure and it's there. You don't have to muck around with kind of setting up all your own stuff. It's there, you walk into it, and that's it. It's a quick entry to market, as is described by a lot of dApps. That's decentralized applications. Okay, so very simple terms. Yep, you want to get into this industry. You've got an idea. You don't want to sit down and try and recreate your own blockchain. So you can walk into Ethereum, and that's what it is. That's why it's successful. Okay, so this year, probably in a few months' time, Ethereum will move from a POW to a POS. So basically that's moving from a proof of work to a proof of stake network. Okay, so I'm not sure if we've covered this, but proof of stake and proof of work are basically two different types. So Bitcoin is proof of work. The newer currencies are proof of stake. So I'll go through that in a bit more detail on another video. But proof of stake is the way most new currencies are going. Okay, so about 20% of everything I have in my portfolio is in ETH and Ethereum. All right, so next one down is Binance. 574 euros today. Everything's down at the moment. So it's the 15th of May, so we're having a pretty grim day. It's down 5% on the day, 11% on the week. Okay, 90 billion market cap, and the circulating supply of 153 million Binance coins. Okay, so Binance Coin then is actually funny enough, it was originally an ERC20 token, which means it was part of the Ethereum network. But it created its own sort of mainnet and already operates as a proof of stake network. Okay, so it's actually another, well, I suppose a brainwave, I guess you could say, of billionaire CJ, who owns the Binance exchange. And obviously the Binance exchange runs on it as well. So the BNB, the coin itself, the currency itself, is effectively a utility token, I suppose is the best way to describe it. that's used to pay for transactions, I guess, on the Binance network. So I don't actually own any BNB, which I'm not particularly pleased about. I originally bought Binance Coin at about $90. I sold most of it between 190 and 240 and thought I was the smartest guy on the block. And I've been waiting for a good entry point since then, okay, but that hasn't happened. The current price is, what, 572. So although I think I'm sort of a smart guy, buying at 90 and getting out at 190 and 240, actually it went up in the end to, well, over 600 at one point, so 572. Okay, so what's the next one now? So Bitcoin, Ethereum, Binance Coin, Cardano. Okay, so Cardano is one of my favorite coins. It was formed, or one of the main founders in it was a guy called Charles Hoskinson. He was one of the original founders of Ethereum, and he had sort of disagreements with Ethereum and many years ago, or a few years ago, and broke off and created Cardano, which trades as ADA. As the coin. Okay, so I'm a massive fan of Charles Hoskinson. So I would say, go on Google or YouTube, whatever, and watch some videos from him. He's just a great mind. One of those people you just love listening to because he's so clever, and also in a weird way, totally not commercial. He's quite famous for just he doesn't care what the price of Cardano is, and in fact he's said that if anyone ever says or asks him whether he's trying to influence or increase the price of Cardano, then at that stage that you're not following the right person, that's not what he's ever going to try and do. There's also a story, actually it wasn't a story because I heard it from George Hoskinson actually, that he gave away 300,000 Ethereum. Is that right? I think it was 300,000. I remember this interview with him to his secretary at the time when he was in the process of leaving Ethereum and setting up Cardano, because he didn't believe the Ethereum was worth anything. Well, can you imagine now what 300,000 times 3,752 is? I'll let you work it out, but it's quite a lot of money. So I'd imagine his secretary now is extremely wealthy. Okay, so anyway, it's a decentralized blockchain like Ethereum. Okay, it's created initially as a proof of stake, whereas Ethereum was created as proof of work and is now migrating to proof of stake. And I think, just off the top of my head, I think about 68%, maybe a touch more, 69, 70%, but certainly 68% I read recently, of Cardano is staked. So again, if you're not sure what that means, we'll come over that. We'll deal with that later on, but which is incredible in terms of the amount of the currency that's actually staked. So its objective really is to dominate the DeFi and smart contract market. All right, but what I would say with it, Cardano is still at very early stages. So whilst it's talking about smart contracts, it isn't doing it. It's kind of talking about what it's going to do. I believe it. I'm a massive Cardano fan. Okay, and also from media reports as well, you see there's so much talk about Cardano in Africa and just generally third world countries and where the real, and if you watch the video that I did before on blockchain and kind of, you kind of think, yeah, Cardano's got they've got that little market there that they know they can go into, which is a third world African market, and I know that they are massive in Africa at the moment. They're attending all of the African commerce. Okay. So another thing I would say with Cardano is it is a bit of an anorak currency. I don't even know why I said, but in it, it's designed by and for mathematicians and engineers. They're extremely non-commercial, and they're all about publishing papers and peer reviews, and that's how they kind of judge the success of the of the operation rather than the price of the share. So it's a strange one because obviously we view it as investors, we view it by the price of the share. They're more interested in the peer reviews and the publishing of documents, whatever else. So it's also, I think, as well, a little bit of a contrarian. And certainly there are times in the past when sort of Bitcoin and Ethereum are struggling and are low, and then suddenly Cardano gets strong. So it's a little bit of a hedge sometimes, because sometimes it goes against Ethereum and Bitcoin. Anyway, okay, so the next one on the line is Dogecoin, which I'm moving on. Okay, the next one is Tether. So Tether isn't quite an investment model. Tether is what I buy and what most people buy to trade as if you're using dollar. Okay, so a Tether, basically the USDT as it's called, which is the US dollar Tether. So in other words, it's matching exactly with the dollar, and as you see, the price is $1, $1.00. All right, so that should never ever change. Okay, every now and then you'll see that going to 0.999. Oh my God, just changed as I'm looking at it there. Okay, so it'll go up 0.01% every now and then, or down. But you know, the strength of it is the fact that it doesn't change. If it changes, nobody wants it. Okay, it doesn't change, and that's why people want it. Okay, so it's $1. Okay, so anyway, yeah, I'll show you in future videos how to buy and sell Tether. But Tether is what you use basically to buy other currencies rather than using the dollar itself, because Tether is a currency, as a coin. Okay, so next is XRP, which is Ripple. I don't know. XRP, it's really a coin I've never got to grips with. It's kind of a currency, and it's also a network exchange. And as far as I know, I don't know, the XRP token is used to transfer the value between currencies. Okay, where it charges a small fee when it's moving between currencies. And I mean, I see Ripple in terms of the finance press and things. You see Ripple coming up all the time. They're obviously doing really well, and obviously the coin is doing really well as well. But I just don't really. I've never really gelled with it. Okay, so in theory it should be, you know, one of the best coins. In fact, it is. It's number 7 in the world. You know, so you know, it's got a market cap of $52 billion. But I kind of, I don't know, I kind of struggle with it. It seems to be always clouded in controversy, and when you've been in this industry for a long time, when somebody says XRP and Ripple, you can almost feel, you know, the hairs in your arms are raising up. You know, they've had SEC investigations, which seem to be kind of coming to an end now. They've also have what are called pump and dump cycles, which you don't expect. I mean, you really don't expect, you know, a top 10 cryptocurrency to be having this sort of pump and dump type thing historically in the past, although Dogecoin is in there. But anyway, so it's a very strange one. And also, you've also got Jed McCaleb, Chris Larson involved in it, you know, who also have a lot of controversy around them. And also there's an issue as well about unissued supply, which means that basically they could dump, and frequently do, by the way, dump billions of dollars worth of XRP onto the market. You know, so I wish in some ways I didn't know any of the history, because it should do really well. And new people coming into the industry, you know, they look at it and they look at the fundamentals, and that's why it's up there at number 7. I don't hold any XRP, but say it's not. That's more a reflection on my knowledge of the past rather than them. Okay, so the next one is what, number 8 is Polkadot. Okay, so at the moment it's sitting at 45.82, 46. That's absolutely great. My last batch I bought at about $31. So that's doing really well. That's up 18%. Okay, so market cap of 45 billion. All right, so Polkadot, or DOT. Okay, I think it's a great project. It's obviously it's a blockchain, but it specializes in providing interoperability between other blockchains, and also parachains for clients' own blockchains. So basically, you know, it's an open source, but it allows dApps or DeFi to use the Polkadot network and security. So you can kind of buy into the overall structure of Polkadot, but create your own blockchain. Okay, so when you go across into the Ethereum network, you kind of buy in, and you become an Ethereum client. You use their network. With Polkadot, you can effectively create your own blockchain, but still use all of their through the interoperability and the parachains. You can kind of use all of their security and everything else, and have your own blockchain. That's my understanding of it anyway. Okay. So another big thing with Polkadot or Dot is it was created and run by Gavin Wood. Okay. So and within the industry, he's one of the original Ethereum guys with Charles Hoskinson, which is the Cardano guy. So you know, this guy is like the number one, number two in the world for cryptos. So the fact that he's running Polkadot and just the whole concept of Polkadot is incredible. Okay, so roughly about 10% of my portfolio is in Polkadot. I would like it to be an awful lot more, but at the moment it's a bit toppy. I'm not going to add at the moment at $45, $46. Okay, so what's next? ICP. Okay, so this is sort of an example of how dumb am I type thing. Okay, so this has come from nowhere. It's from a company, I think it's called Definity, ICP. You know, I think I maybe said before. You know, I watch all these videos and you know, these lot of things come on to YouTube, and this whole ICP Internet Computer was just everywhere for like a couple of days. It was just, you know, everything you looked at had an ICP interview or PR about it, and I FOMO'd in. FOMO obviously is fear of missing out, you know, and I was stupid and I FOMO'd into it. Now, having said that, I didn't get hurt too much. I think it came onto Coinbase at around 600. I think that's about right, $600. But if you look actually at the chart, it went up to 2,800. And in fact, whenever you look at the Coinbase, it said it went up to 3,011, I think, on Coinbase. But certainly on you know, on Binance, it went up to what looked like about 2,800. Okay, so as it dropped from that, I went in about 400, 420, I think, thinking that I was being a smartass, and didn't buy it at the 3,000, didn't buy it at 600, didn't buy it at 3,000, bought it at 400, which looked like a level that it was 420. It looked like a level at which it was kind of okay, that it was sort of settling down on the basis that it would accumulate and then shoot back up again. It's gone down to 258, so I've lost quite a bit of money on that, probably about a third. Okay, so you know, the thing is, I don't even know enough about it, which is, it makes it even more ridiculous that I bought it. So I know it's going to revolutionize the internet through the use of blockchain, at internet speeds. There's no need for firewalls, no need for centralized DNSs, no need for antiviruses and whatever else. Okay. So anyway, the bottom line is I'm going to keep watching it, and I'll research it a bit more. But I really should not have jumped into it. That's at number 9, and it was nowhere until a few days ago. Okay, so number 10 is what? Bitcoin Cash. Okay, so Bitcoin Cash, I don't own any of it, and probably never will. Not my thing. But it is always worth, you know, keeping an eye on. It does strange things, sometimes contrarian to Bitcoin. But it's good perhaps to talk about, because it's what's known as a hard fork. Okay. Which basically is a point that that a currency gets, and Ethereum's had, you know, hard forks as well. You've got Ethereum Classic, for instance, you know, where the governance, the nodes, or the miners, or the developers are not agreeing on the way forward. I think with Bitcoin Cash, actually, it was one simple thing, which was that a block traditionally in Bitcoin only had 1 meg, is that right? And then the Bitcoin Cash wanted to increase it to, a breakaway group wanted to increase the block value to 8 meg, and they didn't agree on it. So Bitcoin Cash went off on one tangent, and basically Bitcoin split. So you get Bitcoin, and then you got Bitcoin Cash. So as you can see, Bitcoin won, and Bitcoin Cash didn't. But it's okay. It still exists. It's it's a valid token, in that it's basically Bitcoin except with an 8 meg block value. I'm sure there's other different things, but I remember that was the one thing that kind of split the developers at the time. So these hard forks happen all the time. It's very rare, that something does well from a hard fork. And you can see it with Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum Classic. There are always hard forks. They just happen. But it's very rare that the original suffers because of it. Okay, so all right, so that's Bitcoin Cash number 10. I'll go down to number 11. Actually, I was only going to do number 10, but let's say, I suppose Dogecoin doesn't deserve one, so we'll go on to 11. Okay, so Uniswap. It's really nice. I own quite a bit of Uniswap. It's a decentralized exchange. The reason I love Uniswap actually is that almost if you had to paint a picture of what a decentralized exchange should be, that is Uniswap. So Uniswap, whatever it's trading at, 37, 38 at the moment. I'm about 26, 27% up at the moment with Uniswap as to when I bought it, but I have been like 40% up. But Uniswap, in my mind, should be 10x, what it is at the moment. It's not as good as it should be, and it's quite clunky when you go onto the site, and but in theory it should. Okay, it's a decentralized exchange. All right. So what is, I don't know. You say, what's so special about being a decentralized exchange? The whole point is we're in a decentralized industry. Yeah. So blockchain is about decentralized technology. Yeah. So and the two biggest exchanges are Coinbase and Binance, I guess. And which are centralized exchanges. So really, decentralized exchanges are what we should be doing. Okay. So Uniswap is doing the right thing, as it were. It's a decentralized exchange. The problem with decentralized exchange, okay, is liquidity. Because if you're decentralized, then basically you're looking for a peer-to-peer, someone that has money to buy and someone that has money to sell. On a centralized exchange, the exchange is providing the liquidity, and therefore you're just doing transactions, and the exchange sorts out all the liquidity in the middle. That's my understanding anyway. So with a decentralized exchange, they don't have that. You're basically, it's on a peer-to-peer basis. Somebody wants to buy, somebody wants to sell, and it basically is just joining them up. Okay, so it uses the principle of order book trading. Okay, rather than centralized exchanges which provide liquidity. Okay, so it's built on the Ethereum network, which again, it's nice to see something in here that you can see as part of the Ethereum network. And it uses automated liquidity protocol. Okay, but also as well, the exciting thing is it uses smart contracts, which again is the future of technology and finance. So, and also there's two, I'm trying to remember what they are. I think it's exchange and factory smart contracts that it actually uses on a day-to-day basis. And also it incentivizes users to provide liquidity. So it's kind of getting around, I think where Uniswap is going to end up is where all the exchanges are going to end up. So it can provide liquidity, so therefore it's incentivizing users to provide liquidity. Okay, it can work smart contracts, so it is running smart contracts. It's decentralized, so therefore nobody's banking it. It's a peer-to-peer network. So I mean, to me anyway, if somebody, in terms of a decentralized exchange, if somebody can get all this to come together, okay, so you've got your smart contracts in the middle, you've got the buyers, you've got the sellers, and the bit in the middle that's missing is liquidity. And if you can incentivize the users to provide the liquidity, then, I don't know, maybe you've got the perfect decentralized exchange. Okay, well that's us down to number 11, and I'm probably gone way over the time. Okay, I hope you found that useful. I'm more than happy to do it again anytime, and we can drop down a bit lower. But that's just my take, okay? Different people have different views on every currency and coin. That's just my views and a little bit of background. And I think it's really, really useful when you're starting off in this industry just to get a little bit of understanding of who the main currencies and what they are and what they stand for. So I hope it was helpful. And all right, you take care, guys. See you soon. Bye. Well, hi. I hope you found that useful. It hasn't worn you down completely. Okay, so yeah, so that's the next stage. We have to go through the stage. We have to learn about Bitcoin. We have to learn about blockchain, and we have to know about all the other currencies that are in the marketplace before we move on to setting up our own account, putting in money, learning technical analysis, fundamental analysis, and then moving on to profitable trading. Okay, so this will stand by you in the future, I promise you. Okay, all right. So we'll catch up with you again on video 4, which we're moving into how to go into these particular exchanges, setting up your accounts, putting specific buy options on, and also setting stop losses and take profits and things. So it's really exciting, the next stage. So anyway, hope that was good, and I'll speak to you soon. All right, ciao for now.